Very recently, I reluctantly got a smartphone, and unlike a normal person, the first thing I thought to do is figure out which Animal Jam song would work best as a ringtone. We are judging Animal Jam songs to see which one would work best as a ringtone and eventually figure out which one I will use as a ringtone. I created 5 different categories. The first category is called Gets Attention, so that basically means I'll actually be able to hear it if I'm in a loud room. If I have a song that is too quiet, I won't be able to hear it, so that would be a low score on that end. Second is weirdness. How many heads would I turn if my phone randomly went off in that room? How many people would think I'm a weirdo? So we want this one to be low, and I'm grading this on a negative scale. So instead of from 1 to 5, I'm going to grade it from -1 to -5. Next is the overall feeling and tone of the song. For example, something that sounds like I'm gonna be haunted by a ghost probably wouldn't be the best thing to hear as a ringtone, while something with an upbeat tone might be better. Our fourth one is how iconic the song is. For our Play Wild tracks that I'm choosing, because I'm only going over main lands and rooms between both games today, the Play Wild tracks might not rank as highly here. If someone randomly plays Animal Jam around you, how well do you think they'd be able to figure out, oh wait, that's Animal Jam music? And 5 is loopability. Ringtones are only 30 seconds max, so that means that if you want a long song that changes dramatically, it's not going to work well as a ringtone. But something that stays the same will work well. Which one will get S tier, and which one will get F tier, and which ones will be in between? Let's see. Alright, if we're ranking Animal Jam music, we have to go with the classic Jamaat Township music first. So Jamaat Township has to be the most iconic Animal Jam track out there. If I could rank it 6 out of 5, I would, but I can't. So, I mean, it's pretty decent ringtone to have if you want someone to know you're playing Animal Jam. A tier. The Lost Temple of Zios is a little weird sounding, and it's also a little bit low. You could definitely miss hearing it if you were trying to get a call in a loud room. So, with that, I'm going to say Zios is in C tier. Crystal Sands is really cheery and really sounds nice. It's also an iconic music track, so people that play Animal Jam probably would recognize it. A tier. Coruscant is in the same boat as Crystal Sands, pretty much, with a loud and iconic tune, although it does have a little bit of PTSD for people logging on, because most people log on Coral Canyons. Overall, B tier. Sarapia Forest is a little bit quiet, but it does sound nice. It's also iconic because of role-playing, so I would say B tier. Mount Shaveir is not the right type of song for a ringtone. Not unless you want to get weird looks from everyone. Especially the beginning, it gets pretty weird sounding. While it is cool, it's not right for me. C tier. Beluca is a bit quiet, although it's also very nice and peaceful sounding. It's a nice ringtone if you want to mask your love for Animal Jam, because unless you played as recently, you wouldn't even recognize it as Animal Jam. B tier. Appendale's a bit loud, so it is easy to hear, although otherwise it's a pretty average theme. It would be an okay ringtone. B tier. Kimberley Outback, you should not choose at any cost unless A, you're in Australia, or B, you are ready to duel somebody. So, I guess with the 50 image limit, I wasn't able to add it, but C tier. Jamal Jingle, also known as the December Jamaat Township theme, is iconic and the most festive music you could think of in general, honestly. This music makes me think of Christmas so much, so that means it is obviously S tier. Bahari Bay and Crystal Reef work well. They sound nice, but because their ocean areas are not as iconic as other land area themes. Overall, A tier. Deep Blue is way too quiet, and also way too weird, and also too creepy to have as a ringtone. Overall, the music is cool, but not for something that you would want to hear trying to get a phone call from somebody. F tier. Connie Cove is nice and all, but even I did not remember the theme for this land. And I actually do go into oceans for a change, unlike most people. So I doubt that anyone would actually recognize this as Animal Jam music, kind of defeating the whole point of you choosing Animal Jam ringtone. So Connie Cove is in C tier. The Jamart theme is iconic, but it's not the right vibe for a ringtone. Jamart is more suitable for playing it in a Walmart, which makes sense because that's what it's made for in Animal Jam. B tier. Bahari Bargains is in the same boat as Jamart, but it's a little bit worse because it's quieter. So, C tier. The Diamond Shop is an iconic theme. Almost every single player has been there and has sit in there for a while. It's also very nice sounding and catches your attention because it's loud. S tier. Club Geos is a bit weird sounding. It is fun, but it's maybe not something that you would want to put as your ringtone unless you want to get weird looks from people. So Club Geos is B tier. It would be a little bit weird to hear the Club Geos theme from a scam call, right? Yeah! The Pillow Room is iconic, but it's also way too quiet. You wouldn't be able to hear it even at a library where you can hear a pin drop. Overall, B tier. Alpha Headquarters' music is pretty nice. I mean, they even have it as an official music track to put in your den. It also gets your attention and isn't that recognizable with players if you want to hide it for some reason. Overall, A tier. Solar Arcade definitely gets your attention, but it's too weird with the coin sounds and the level up sound effects from all the video game machines. So I'm putting it B tier. I feel Claws and Paws also suffers from the weird sounds, especially the pet sounds. I don't think Soul Arcade is as bad as Claws and Paws when it comes to weird sounds. Overall, C tier. The Conservation Museum, while some people like it, I personally think it sounds like the beginning of a horror movie, so I don't think I'd like to hear that when my phone goes off for a ringtone. So otherwise, it does pretty well, but it's in C tier. Outback Imports is a crazy sounding track, and definitely not something that I'd want to actually hear trying to reach a call, especially if I'm on somewhere with public transit. Imagine hearing on the bus. D tier. Gabbys Animal Hospital is also weird sounding, but it's not as bad as Outback Imports. It does get your attention. I'm going to give it a C tier. Bradys Lab is overall too weird. It has those weird animal sounds, and you'd get weird looks from almost anybody except somebody that lives in Bradys Lab to trade constantly. I feel bad for you guys. I hope you guys can recover. Overall, B tier. The Chamber of Knowledge is a nice sounding music track, although it is way too quiet. So this would not work well. It is short, so it's loopable though. Overall, C tier. The Forgotten Archive is in a similar way, although slightly louder. You would most likely not be able to hear it, although this one isn't as loopable. Also C tier. The Juice Hut is a beautiful theme. It is super happy and gets people's attention. And who wouldn't want a scam call with the Juice Hut theme song? I gotta give it S tier. Tyrions Aquarium is a bit dull. It is the most loopable track out of all of these because it's only like 4 notes, but it's not something you'd like to hear. B tier. Epic Wonders is definitely iconic, although it's way too quiet for a phone ringtone. So, C tier. The art studio has all the great things about Jamaat Township, but isn't as crazy sounding. So it's a good compromise from the original theme. Overall pretty chill, A tier. Theater Lobby is nice sounding, although it's not that recognizable when it comes to Animal Jam themes, so it's not that bad for a ringtone. A tier. The Flag Shop is only good as a ringtone if you are A, a U.S. Senator, or B, a U.S. House of Representatives. And I don't think most of you are, so that's not that great of a choice for you. C tier. A Hot Cocoa Hut is a cozy and chill feeling song, but it's not all too loud, which is the only real complaint about it here from me. B tier. Temple of the Ancients does not rank well here, as it is also so quiet that you can almost not even notice it. It works well for the museum-like building it is, but as a ringtone, it does not. D tier. Raccoon River is a great theme. I absolutely love it. The only thing that brings it down here is that it's relatively quiet, so it might not get your attention. Overall, A tier. Bunny Burrow definitely gives the feeling of hopping bunnies. So if you like bunnies a lot, this is a great theme for you. It's also a pretty nostalgic feeling, so Someone that might have played the game might know this one more than some other themes. B tier. The Panda Pad theme, I couldn't even remember when I was trying to figure out what it was before I went to go listen to it again. This one goes in one ear and out the other. D tier. Tiger Calypso and the Tiger Resort are a great song. It's almost the same vibes as the Juice Hut, where it's very upbeat and you'd love to hear it. The only difference that brings it down is that it's not as iconic because it's from Play Wild. Overall, S tier. Horse Haven is nice sounding, but it's too quiet. It would not catch your attention if you're looking somewhere else and aren't trying to actually hear the phone. So, C tier. Traintron and the Horses Only Party is a party theme, which I said I wasn't going to put on here, but I think this one deserves to be on this list, so I put it in here anyway. Everyone would look at you crazily, especially at the beginning where it has the train whistle. It's a fun song, but it's definitely not that great for a ringtone unless you want to somehow get everyone's attention in not a good way. C tier. The Wolf Cave theme is overall average if you go into that room a lot, but otherwise it's not that iconic and not that great at everything else. B tier. The Monkey Kingdom theme is fun and catches your attention. However, the monkey noises aren't that great. Maybe you could use the Paradise Party theme instead if you really want to. That one doesn't have the monkey noises in it, but it's pretty much the same. A tier. Lemur Lounge is short and repeatable, but is weird sounding. I'm telling you, this one would be bait for a bully to actually bully you in school if you had this as your ringtone. So I'm gonna say C tier. Dear Highlands is a overall average tune. It's cheerful and it's nice, but it's not going to really catch anyone's attention if it goes off. If you want that as your ringtone, it's not a bad choice. B tier. Snow Leopard Ridge is also nice. It's not that iconic either in comparison to classic themes, but is nice to hear. It's a little quiet though. That's why it only makes it up to A tier. The Arctic Wolf Ice Cave is obviously the most iconic out of all of these different themes from the animal areas, but otherwise it's not that great of a theme to have as a ringtone. So I'm gonna say C tier. Mesoterra was another theme that I completely forgot what it sounded like until I put my sound back on again, as I don't play with sound usually. This one's also a bit weird because of the weird animal dinosaur sounds. D tier. Lion's Den gets your attention and sounds pretty nice. Overall, it's not that bad of a choice. B tier. Foxslayer theme is also very iconic for any Play Wild players, but it's a bit quiet. It wouldn't really catch your attention all too well, all things considered. The other factors do allow it to get into B tier. Jamart Anthem, no. Maybe if there weren't kids screaming in the song, I'd want it as a theme, but no, I'm not using that as a ringtone. Although the different factors allowed it to stay somehow in C tier. I don't know. And there we have it with our final ranking. Of course, I'm not the only person with an opinion, so leave your own opinion in the comments. But yeah, I mean, 4 songs that are perfect for a ringtone. I could take that out of 50. That's not bad. And I mean, a majority of these songs are in B and C tier. Overall, I think this was a lot of fun for me to figure out. And yeah. I think my personal winner and what will become my ringtone will be the Juice Hut theme. I just think that it's so great. And it's just so fun and so great that I cannot wait to actually put it as my ringtone. If you like my content, then why not subscribe? And with that, this is Brad Stormer, storming out.